Hi, everybody. Mark and Dr. Mike here. We felt compelled to kind of do just a short episode here in between our regular episodes to address the tragedy that happened this last weekend in Las Vegas. Mike, when I first sent you a message saying, hey, maybe we should do this, your response was like, well, what can we say?
Yeah, because, and
it's true.
There's nothing really, there's definitely nothing good to say, right?
Yeah.
And,
Well, it's tough. I felt that we really needed to say something, though, because our podcast is part of this greater community that is Las Vegas.
Right, sure.
And I didn't want to talk about it on one of our regular episodes because our episodes, they're pretty positive and upbeat,
sure.
And we have fun doing it. And so I thought, well, maybe instead we'll just get together just real briefly here just to kind of talk about it. Of course, it's absolutely shocking. I don't know about you, Mike, but, I've been angry and sad and depressed.
Yes.
I mean, that when I woke up Monday morning and saw the news, it was shocking. But as the day went on, I felt worse and worse.
Right. Oh, I have been in a funk.
Yeah.
Actually, since Sunday night.
Oh, had you heard about it Sunday night?
Yes.
See, I didn't find out about it till I woke up the next morning.
We go to bed early, so we're in bed. But Lynn, my wife, gets up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, which, we do at our age.
Yeah.
But she got up and she just happened to have her phone and she was, looking at her Facebook page. And then there's all these postings and, and so she got back in bed and she kind of woke me up a little bit and said, oh, something terrible happened in Vegas. And at that time, I guess it hadn't been very long. That was around midnight. And I believe it happened like 10:30ish or something.
Right.
So, there were sketchy, nobody really knew exactly what was going on. And so she reported to me that there had been several casinos where there had been shootings. And so I was like, oh my gosh, and so we went back to bed. And then when we got up in the morning and I was getting ready, I put it on and I was like, oh my God. And I'll tell you, I've been in a funk since. And it's Wednesday, and I just feel terrible.
And I've noticed that it has not just been my mood, but it's affected me in other ways. Like I've caught myself being short with people.
Sure.
For no good reason.
Right. Well, you know what it is for me? It's the fact that this could happen to any of us at any time. There's no way to prevent it.
No.
And it's like, I always think to myself, it's weird, but I think this all the time. You could wake up tomorrow morning and be perfectly happy and get ready for work and everything. And later that day, your life could end.
Yeah. That's what makes it so sad. And I don't know about you, but whenever one of these things happens, at least for the next few days, whenever I'm out in public, I'm in the grocery store or, going out to eat, I'm super aware of my surroundings. And so I'm looking, what's going on here? Is that person suspicious? But I'm not looking 500 yards away at a building with sealed windows.
Sure.
I mean,
that was part of the problem. I mean, most of the people didn't know what was going on.
Right.
They had no clue.
When it was happening, they didn't know what was going on. I'm sure there was security at the concert.
Yeah.
Which couldn't have stopped a guy. You've seen the pictures. Yeah. Honestly, it is so far away.
Right. Yeah, it's a long ways away.
So it is depressing. I mean, we're going to be going to the summit here next week. And in fact, our next episode, which is going to be one of our regular episodes, will post that first day we're in Las Vegas. And I know that we're going to have a blast when we're there.
Sure.
We're going to have a great time. Everybody's going to be in a good mood, but this is going to be in the back of people's minds.
Right.
I mean, it's going to be there. It's going to be a part of this event, unfortunately. But, eventually things, you emotionally at least get over it. When you're somebody who's not directly involved in what happened.
Right.
Now, we're part of this community, but...
Yeah, well, everyone is affected.
Yes,
I mean,
sure. But
and those of us who know people who were there, and particularly those people who know people who died, I mean, you'll never get over that, right? No. I mean, you'll always think
And this was another reason I did want to address this and not kind of... Of course, we were going to mention it, but this is where I really wanted to address it, is I am sure that some of our listeners were at that show.
Oh, well, I know for a fact they were.
Did you know people who?
Yes, my wife's cousin by marriage, her niece and her niece's husband and their daughter were there. And he actually works for a company that does work on airports.
Okay.
They contract with airports. He travels all over the world. He just happens to be working in Vegas now on the Las Vegas airport on McCarran. And and they're country western fans. So his wife left San Diego with her daughter. They flew there. They were at the concert.
Yeah.
And evidently he's a big guy. I mean, he's like, I don't know, 6'4" and football player type guy, huge. He dragged a couple people out,
God.
according to, what we read on Facebook and stuff. And they were just besides themselves that, they weren't victims.
It's so sad, and social media has made it sadder in this way. Some of these people had Facebook accounts, Twitter accounts.
Right.
Up until the shooting, they were posting about, here we are, we're at the concert, pictures.
Right.
It just breaks your heart. I just...
I've read a few stories, and I mean, I can't even talk about them.
Yeah. Well, I guess all I really want to say is I think right now it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry. I think initially it's okay to be scared, but we can't continue to be scared.
No, you can't live your life like that. It's like I was saying, I always think of, I don't know why, my whole life I've thought of this, that, this could be your last day and you don't know it.
Yeah.
But you can't be scared of that.
No.
Because it's going to happen one day. One day I'm going to be right, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well, one thing that you can do is to support the victims.
Sure.
And there is a GoFundMe page that Steve Sisolak, who's the Clark County Commission chair from Las Vegas, started. This is a legitimate GoFundMe page. I think they're approaching almost $9 million in donations so far. I'm going to post that to our show notes. Also, earlier in the week, Tim Dressen did a short episode Monday morning when it happened to kind of express his feelings. And Chris from Faces and Aces also put on a show. In fact, I recommend people go listen to that Faces and Aces episode because Chris provides a lot of different other avenues that you can do to help. And I think that's the best thing that any of us can do right now is to help and
and help your family deal with it. Yeah, right? Not just people who were there and stuff, but your family needs to deal with that too.
Yeah, and be good to people around you. And just if you're feeling bad, we all are, and it's not going to go away right away. But we want to leave you with a clip from an interview that Fred Rogers gave years ago. Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. This was an interview that he gave, not for children, but a real interview about. And I think it kind of sums up. Who makes you feel more protected and safe and good than Mr. Rogers, right? I mean, talk about a guy with positivity. So we're going to play that clip here at the end, and then we will see everybody at the summit next week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully people will attend and,
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
My mother used to say, a long time ago, whenever there would be any really catastrophe that was in the movies or on the air, she would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers, even just on the sidelines. That's why I think that if news programs could make a conscious effort of showing rescue teams, of showing who medical people, anybody who is coming into a place where there's a tragedy, to be sure that they include that. Because if you look for the helpers, you'll know that there's hope.